Here's what I'd pick. If I had to make a really kind of a risky but educated guess, I'd pick up a Ford GT. I think
More
like
specific.
an 05, 06, first
Okay,
gen.
so the re-edition 05, wait.
Particular,
05, yes,
yeah. So like the first, like after the GT40.
Yeah.
Specifically, if you could, a Heritage Edition car.
You can't get that under $1 million.
Heritage cars, yep, barely. But I don't think they're going anywhere but north for sure.
Oh yeah, no, I
They're
didn't even
going
realize
right.
you could still get a 6-figure one. We had friends selling before COVID for $657 US.
Yeah, I
If
think
you guys sell them.
they're still kind of in that ballpark. Maybe
Oh,
a few of them have surpassed that, like ones that are owned by celebrities and whatnot. But
Okay.
even still, a normal Ford GT as well. If you could get into one of those, I don't think you're definitely not gonna lose money on them. Are they great cars? Not really. Do they have an insane following? Yes, and they'll be iconic forever. Especially if you get like blue with the white stripes or red with the white stripes. A
You
good
can't
spec.
have too many of a good thing. That some looks, it doesn't matter if it's duplicated. You know exactly why it's there. You know exactly what it means, and it just fits. Yeah.
I don't think you could go wrong with anything from like 1990 to 2010 with a manual. Honestly, I think anything with that criteria, and what I mean by that is like your Ferrari 360s, F355s, your Porsches.
If you could even luck out and find somebody that doesn't know what they have with $1 million, and you could go buy 11 or 12 Mark IV Supras,
Oh,
turbos
absolutely.
with manuals, you will not lose money on those.
Yeah, left-hand drive ones, they're not doing bad at all.
There was a manual swap one that you showed me on the auction site, and I picked. I was within like $5,000 on what I was like. Oh, if that was an original manual car, that's a $200,000 US car.
Yep.
And I was like, but it's been swapped in. You can probably knock 40 or 50 off. We had this conversation. The next day, it went for 150.
Yeah, still six-figure car.
That was a $60,000 car new. If you had it fully clicked off.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
For $1 million though, man, I don't know. Like these days, even like the latest rendition of the Diablo, I think it's the 6.0 SE.
Sorry.
Those are 1.4 now. Those are 1.4,
Sorry, I'm not giving you an
1.6.
extra 0.4. I'm if that's what I know you're buying, I'm not.
They are insanely, they've gone through the roof. CGTs can't get those anymore for less than $1 million. Carrera GTs. It's tough. It's like all those cars have kind of
All those
gone
cars
that
that
way.
just spontaneously light on fire. There's not a lot of them left, so they all maintain value.
That's right. You know what you had, a 430 manual. I think that's a great car to get into for sub 500,000 now.
Jesus.
I think you can get them for like 350 for like a decent mileage one.
And when the 458 came out, because it was just a dynamite car, a 430 with a manual, you could start buying in the 140s with the 160s, depending on mileage. It's ridiculous. They've 2.5 times their price, regardless of the kilometers.